guys, Crow Cooper here with On the Black. This is part 3 of the David Wright interview that some reporters and bloggers, including myself, had a chance to ask Wright some questions on Saturday as he was hosting his baseball clinic at Chelsea Piers. In this portion of the interview, we talked to Wright about the dimensions at Citi Field, his preference of where he likes to bat in the lineup, and much more.
Justin Morneau came out the other day and said that he was unhappy that Target Field wasn't being reconfigured, and talked about things we've talked to you about at Citi Field. I mean, you've always said it doesn't affect you at all, but I mean, did you ever think about that? About that, the things that he was saying, that it really does impact you with your swing and just the way you attack?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's any question that it affects your kind of thought process and your swing. When you play, I haven't played in Target, but when you play at our place, or talking to some different guys from the Twins that obviously are frustrated with the fences where they are. I think it can't, you can't help but to try to alter things to try to fit the park that you're playing in. I've kind of learned firsthand that you're just not going to hit very many opposite field home runs at Citi, and apparently Target's kind of the same way. So you just have to deal with it. You have to know that the opposing team's going to have to deal with it and really move on. I mean, I'd be lying if I said that I wish that because I think one of my strengths is going the other way and going the other way with power. And I think that instead of home runs, they turn into doubles, triples, whatever. But I think that you have to adapt to your ballpark, and I think that there's no question that I think that he's right when he says that it can alter a player's swings playing in the park that you're playing. Good and bad. I mean, if you play in a big hitter's park, then I think that kind of alters your swing. And I think you play in the opposite in a big pitcher's park, I think that's going to alter your swing.
So you just have to have the right attitude about it.
Yeah, I mean, I think that if they change it, they change it. If not, you got to deal with it. I mean, it's ultimately their call, and you have to go out there and adapt. I do think that playing in bigger ballparks, can be beneficial to kind of the team that we have right now. But at the same time, of course, it's frustrating when you think you hit a ball pretty good, to right center, to left center, and the guy catches it at the warning track. I mean, that's, it's frustrating, but you got to adapt, and you got to understand that some of those home runs and some of those might get taken away, but the outfield's so big, some of those cheap bloopers that might not fall in Philadelphia or Cincinnati are going to fall in at Citi Field.
Did that come up in your conversations with anybody you talked to?
No. Like I said, I was maybe on the phone with Sandy for 2 minutes max.
That didn't come up with.
No, and
you have it mastered now. That was a one-year thing for you. Last year was fine, right?
Yeah, that didn't quite.
And no apologies that he was open to entertaining trades for anybody?
No apologies. But like I said, I've made it known, and hopefully I get a chance to sit down with him and just kind of talk shop with him. But I made it known. I want to stay here, and I want to be part of the solution.
Got to get that on base percentage back up.
So I hear.
Yeah.
So I hear.
3, 4, or 5. You have a preference in the lineup that you feel more comfortable batting?
Not necessarily. I mean, I think that with the lineup that we should have coming back next year, with Jason Bay, I think that everybody kind of goes through that kind of adjustment period that first year in New York. With Jason Bay and Jose Reyes, and hopefully a healthy Carlos Beltran. Angel Pagan coming off a very good year. I think that it could be a dangerous lineup. And I think that what we'll try to do is figure something out as a team where you give each other protection, and you go out there and hopefully just keep that line moving, and we should have plenty of opportunities for RBIs and runs scored, and we need to be aggressive on the base pass. So it shouldn't matter where we necessarily hit in the lineup. We should be pretty well protected if everybody's healthy, and like I said, we need our horses out there. I mean, that's the main thing. If we're gonna go out there and do what we're capable of doing on paper, you got to have your guys in the lineup, and you got to stay healthy, and that's been a huge problem for us the last couple of years.
Do you feel like you need to talk to Sandy more? Just because he's going out of his way to talk to like Carlos and I guess Castillo, guys who are in a more precarious situation than you.
I don't know if it's good or bad. But it's like I said, I reached out to him right after he got the job, and actually it might have been right before he was going into his press conference. But you know, you know, he hasn't necessarily. He said, you know, when I come back to New York, he'd like to get together and talk some baseball. But you know, other than that, it's kind of been about it. But you know, I'd love to sit down and talk with him. I mean, you know, he's got just a tremendous resume, both at baseball and then, you know, just in his life in general. You know, I'd love to sit down and just kind of to shoot it with him a little bit. But just seems like a very interesting, you know, intelligent guy, and I'm excited to kind of work with him.
When he's done interviewing 50 candidates from
Yeah.
then he'll have time to give you a call.
Yeah, I hope so.
With your desire to be part of the solution, do you feel any more of a responsibility to be more of a vocal leader, or?
I mean, I think each year, I think you kind of, you know, mature more into that kind of role, and you know, I think that you know, this team, I think you know, kind of we need more, you know, from the guys that have been here for a while, and that's including me. So yeah, I plan on this year, you know, just kind of getting into that role, you know, a little bit more, just like last year and the year before. I think you gradually, you know, earn the respect of, you know, the organization and the players on the team, and you know, I think I've been there long enough now to that you know, I think that we do need, you know, more leadership in the clubhouse, and I think that I need to be part of that solution as well.
Did you want Frenchie to get a ring or no?
Yeah, I was rooting for him. I really was. I was rooting for him. You know, I think he finds a way to get in the camera shots. You know,
He's got that beard going. And
he's everywhere. I mean, he didn't play all that much, but he was in every camera shot.
I don't know if you want to weigh in on what the best outfield alignment is, but in terms of being a delicate situation, I mean, you saw with Cameron moving to right field, how precarious is that for a manager or and a GM coming in to deal with that kind of thing?
I think they're doing it the right way. I think you go down, you talk to, and I don't know what the plan is, but apparently, you know, one of the options is moving Carlos to right field. But if that's the case, I think they're handling it, you know, the way that it's supposed to be handled. I think you go, you talk to the player face to face. You know, you kind of get a response from them, but if that's what they feel is going to make this a better team, you know, I hope Carlos is on board, and you know, I'd be shocked if he wasn't. So, you know, I hope that's the case, and if that's what they feel is the best for this team, I hope you know, Carlos listens and understands that and goes out and has another great year.
You saw Cameron, though. Did you find that it's hard? I mean, when you have center field in your DNA, I'm sure like a shortstop moving.
I think Cam was kind of open against it, though. I don't think he ever kind of accepted the move.
yeah,
if I remember
he
right.
was not a big fan
Yeah.
to do it right. He begrudgingly did it.
Yeah, so, you know, you got to get a feel. I guess Sandy's got to get a feel, and whoever the manager is, get a feel from Carlos if he's willing to do it, and then kind of work from there. But
I think that might be in the back of Carlos's mind a little bit, that collision, because he knew it was with the center field to change positions.
maybe,
You know,
you know, but you got to see how Carlos's health is too.
Right.
You know, if he can move around the way he was moving around a few years ago, I don't think there's any question that he can go patrol center field. You know, but if his knees give him a problem, maybe it's beneficial for. You know, kind of, I don't know the difference of the wear and tear from right field to center field, but it seems like there's probably less ground to cover in right field than center. But, you know, hopefully kind of all the parties kind of come to something in agreement and do what's best for the team.
With what you've seen from Sandy and his new guys, I mean, how much did the team need something like this, a change in direction and a change in
I mean,
mindset?
it's unfortunate that kind of the people that I guess the finger were pointed at and ultimately let go. You know, we're good people, and we're people that, you know, I think would acknowledge that, of course, there were some mistakes, and they probably could have done some things better. But, you know, it's unfortunate when you see, you know, bad things happen to good people, and I think that's kind of what happened. But I think they would probably understand that, you know, this is New York, and you're expected to win, and when you don't, you know, sometimes you kind of bear the brunt of that, and probably get a lot of fingers pointed at you unfairly. You know, there's players, you know, we feel responsible, you know, and I think that, you know, moving forward, I think that you kind of almost had to make a change just based on, you know, what we've done the last few years. And like I said, it's unfortunate that they happen to good people, and you wish them the best.